now, your main event. Introducing the hosts of Wrestling with Freddie, Jeff Dye, and Freddie Prinze Jr.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in wherever you are, whenever you're listening. We appreciate you guys. With me back in the saddle is the last cowboy, Mr. Jeff Dye. How are you, sir?
Good. What's up, brother? It's good to see your face.
It's good to see you too, man. How was your weekend? Other than watching wrestling, what else did you do? We have to touch grass, as they say sometimes.
Oh, man, I was traveling all over the place. I was in Boston, Providence, Rhode Island, Greeley, Colorado, Casper, Wyoming, and then Lincoln, Nebraska. Just got home yesterday at night.
In 1 week, you did all those cities?
Yep. Well,
that's like the pro wrestler tour back in the day, bro. You're living the 80s pro wrestler life.
I got to be in Boston for 3 nights, so that was good.
That's good.
But then Providence, Rhode Island was only one, Greeley was only one, Casper was only one, and Lincoln was only one. So it was a lot of travel.
Only recently have started to appreciate and enjoy Boston.
Oh, really?
I used to not like it. I didn't like the streets. I didn't like my inability to get around there, which is on me. It's not on them. It's sort of on them. They designed it that way. But it's on me for not being able to sort of circumnavigate their maps. And then, like, I jokingly one time, this was back when the Red Sox were really crappy at baseball, and I jokingly said on a radio show that they were the best minor league team in baseball.
Oh, that's funny.
And just lighthearted. I'm a big Dodgers fan, and they were talking smack about my Dodgers, so I tucked a little smack back. I go to a Red Sox game that same night. This was on a Boston radio show. I go to the Red Sox game that night, and security comes up, and they say, Mr. Prinze, we got to escort you out of here. And I think I'm getting kicked out of the game because I did something. I'm like, you got the wrong guy.
Yeah.
I was like, I
made a little joke.
I was like, I didn't know they were talking to. I was like, I haven't done anything. I'm not drinking. Like, my friends aren't. We haven't done anything. And they're like, you guys have to go now. And I'm like, what did I do? And he goes, it's not you, it's them. And he points behind me, and I turned around, and there's like a million Red Sox fans all like screaming and like wanting to kill me. They're like, hey, F you, Freddie, your fucking dad was a piece of shit, and so are you. Like saying the meanest shit. And the security was like, yeah, we got to get you out of here now, bro. It's nothing you did. They're going to kill you. And I was just like, yo, how am I getting kicked out? And you're not kicking out them. There was way more of them than there was security.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and
so
you're like, I was wrong. The
game.
Boston Red Sox are really good. We're really good right now. Yeah. Can't take a joke about how bad they are.
They got me out of there, went down through like the belly of this place, and there was like batting cages down there, and I saw a bat. I was like, can I at least take a bat? And the guy was like, yeah, you can take a bat.
That's
cool.
And
I grabbed someone's batting practice. It didn't have a number on it, so I don't know whose it was. And we brought that out, and so I at least got a bat, which was pretty cool. It was heavy as hell, though. I wouldn't have been able to swing that shit.
You get kicked out, and you get a free bat. Pretty good deal.
I'd have rather seen the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Fenway, great part.
Yeah, it's freaking gorgeous.
I was also in like the most yuppie part of Boston. So like in Boston, like they built this big seaport up right by Southie. And so all the real Boston people, they're like, I want to see Jeff Dye. I want to see him do his real comedy, you know? But then they have to like drive into the seaport. They've got to go into the Westin where the club is. And they're all in a bad mood. They're like, man, this isn't real Boston. This isn't Southie, dude. No. You should go to it. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is where they booked me.
That's funny. They come to the comedy club already pissed off.
Oh, they're
That's
grumpy,
like,
yeah.
When I used to have to drive to Laker games from where we used to live, it would take like 2.5 hours to get there. So then I would get there, and then they'd be down like 6 in the first quarter, and I'd be like, and we're going to lose? This is the worst night ever.
Yeah, you missed all the opening ceremony stuff, all the opening like fun stuff.
Bro, they could end up winning the game, and I'd still find a way to complain because of the friggin' drive. But not anymore, sir. I'm in the hot valley now, and it's beautiful, toasty. I've got an air conditioner, and I get to talk wrestling with the bro. So
we'll go to a Lakers game together when the season starts. Me and you, baby.
Yeah,
field trip.
Absolutely. And my daughter's gotten me randomly into the WNBA. And I like genuinely care about the girls because like all their parents are always there. And my daughter was my firstborn, and I see like the parents cry, and I'm like, I saw this girl get hurt, and they cut to her parents, and the mom was like, and I went like the exact same expression. And I like genuinely care, and I want them to do good. This girl that we like got traded, and I was like, oh, I hope she's okay. Her name's Dijonay Carrington. Like she's so dope, dude. She's like Dennis Rodman back in the day, who I also thought was dope. The first night, out came Cardi B, dressed like Lyra Valkyria. And it's weird, Jeff. This was weird to me, and this happens a lot. Sometimes if you get someone who's not like a legit wrestling fan, they don't get that it's a different type of crowd. And this, to me, felt like one of those times where she didn't understand what the moment was, and the crowd didn't quite understand why she was repping WWE. And she kind of came out there and just yelled at everybody. Like it was like a hype man performance to like get the crowd hyped up. But it's like that's not what you need to do. Like the example is like Stephanie and Triple H, like when they do their thing out there. That's the example. Have something written, have something, lightly prepared, rehearse it a couple times, go out and execute. But if you're going to go out there and just try to like hype them up the way you would at like a sporting event, it just doesn't play. And I thought it missed bad. And I like Cardi B. I think she's cool. I think she talks cool. I like female rappers. I loved Lil' Kim. She was in She's All That with me back in the day, and that's when I fell in love with female rappers, because I fell in love with Lil' Kim. She was the coolest chick ever. But yeah, man, this missed for me, and it was good that they started the show big, sir, with Roman Reigns. And anything you want to jump in on, dude.
I was just going to say the Cardi B thing I hated, because as wrestling fans, me, you, all the other wrestling fans in the world, we need to know you really like it. Like what have I told you all the time? That there's those constant, like, does Jeff Dye really watch wrestling? Does he even like? And then once they learn that I've actually liked wrestling, then I've actually always liked, then they go, okay, we'll give him a little bit of some grace. Well, So when you see a guy like Michael Che in the audience, like he's there as a fan. Like he just wants to see wrestling, and they put his name under it and he waves. And you'll see certain people, you see like George Kittle, or you'll see guys who are just genuine wrestling fans, which means that when they do get on the other side of that wall, or even in those ropes, we go, at least he's a real wrestling fan. We know he likes it. There's occasional times where like Jon Stewart doesn't watch wrestling, but we know he's doing it because his kids were there and his kids like wrestling, so he used his celebrity to get into wrestling. This Cardi B thing, I don't know if it was her idea or their idea, but it just feels like a person who's so famous that they didn't want to say no. But, like, that person didn't care. Like, it doesn't feel like Cardi B really even could name 5 wrestlers. So that's why I hated it.
That's the main thing. Could you name 5 wrestlers, current wrestlers?
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of the people they bring in could. I will say this. Her commercial building up for this was awesome. I thought she had so much personality and grace, and she just came off cool as hell. But it really missed for me, man. It was just a big-time swing and a miss. And, I like big swings, but this one was a
we do it all the time with
A.
every celebrity. Like, we didn't like when Snooki was in there. We didn't like it when, who's the guy who said that he's better than Jordan? Lamar Ball, the father of the Ball
the
boys.
Ball family.
Like, when he came in, like, if we all felt as wrestling fans, he was making a mockery of wrestling, because he came down in this,
that
like,
stuff
weird
makes
shtick.
me mad.
And we're like, this guy doesn't really know wrestling. He thinks this is a joke. He thinks this show is stupid. He's making fun of this show by like not respecting it. So like I think that's where there's like a little disconnect. I didn't even like Pat McAfee until I learned that Pat McAfee has always loved wrestling and has wanted to be a wrestler forever. Then I turned my whole opinion around of like, dude, this guy's great. And what a great way to get into wrestling. He's using his ESPN show to like navigate a broadcasting job. I thought he was they added him just because he was so famous that like but like to learn that Pat McAfee's always loved wrestling changed my opinion immediately.
Yeah, he crushed. He crushed for sure. All right, let's get into the match. Let's get into some good stuff, some wrestling. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Now, you weren't here, Jeff, to talk sense into me during the pick situation, and so I'm going to just say right off the bat, my picks weren't good this week. They weren't strong. Did so. But if you followed me this week, I apologize. Overall, we're still winning. We're well over 70%. This brought us down to low 70s, maybe 60, 69% for the season so far. But we open the night with some commentary, Jeff. So it's the return of Mike Michelson. He's back, ladies and gentlemen, and we open night one with Roman Reigns teaming with Jey Uso against Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Breaker and Reed tried to keep the Uso isolated, mocking Reigns' yeet chant, but once Roman tagged in, he lit them up. Breaker's spears backfired when Reigns speared him through the barricade. In the closing moments, Reed went for the tsunami, but Reigns and Uso turned it into a 1D. Not a 3D, not a 2D, but a 1D. Breaker broke up the pin, but when Breaker charged again, Reigns shoved Uso out of the way and took it himself. Uso speared Reed and followed with a huge Uso splash to score the pin. Reigns and Uso celebrated, showing unity, while Paul Heyman looked on in defeat and agony. All right, Mike Michelson's retired again, but he just came back for that one thing. At first, Jeff, I was like, yo, why are you opening the show with like arguably the biggest star in Roman Reigns? Like this should have been like, you know, Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria opening the show with the IC title on the line. And then I thought about it and I was like, well, where else would you put it? You can't put Roman Reigns second or somewhere in the mid card, and it can't close the show. So you have to open it. So this was good booking by them, and it would have been bad booking by me. But everybody loves Roman Reigns. Everybody loves Jey Uso except Jeff. But they had an awesome match. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, I thought were going to win. I thought that would keep them strong. But what that, man, you ain't, then on second thought, like when the match was over, I was like, how are you going to beat Roman Reigns, man? Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to beat Roman Reigns when he's just now coming back. So I guess whatever movie he was working on is over. Because if it wasn't, he would have lost. And so he's going to be back, and we can get a cool, fun story. How did you enjoy the opening match of SummerSlam Night 1?
I thought it was awesome, and it looked good. I'm very critical of like outdoor pay-per-views or PLEs. Like whenever it's outside, like certain things look different, but this felt big. I was like, this feels like a big event, which was nice. Yeah. And then it also reminded me of like old WWE when I used to watch in the 90s, or when I first started watching, I mean, where there's no belts on the line. There's no, it's just a match of like four big stars. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is like, this, we're just, it really doesn't matter who wins if you think about it.
I totally
no
see what you're saying.
On the line. And I got to see the big entrances and the big things. So it was great. It was really fun, and it felt kind of old school.
How did it feel seeing Jey Uso win when you clearly want him to lose so badly each and every week?
Well, they did the whole thing too, where they're like, I bet he can get everyone to do the thing. I bet everyone will do the thing. And then he did the thing, much. And everyone did it with him, and everyone was like, he's so over. He's so over, guys.
And everyone was happy except one viewer.
Yeah, well, I like it. I'll do it while he's doing it. It doesn't mean he's the biggest star in wrestling. And once again, main event Jay.
I didn't say he was
just
the biggest.
Opening event Jay. Got to change that nickname.
So stupid.
Opening event Jay.
No interference from Paul Heyman to help them get the win. We didn't know there was going to be a surprise later that night, and Paul Heyman would have the last laugh. But Breaker and Reed still look good. I know you love Bronson Reed. I don't think they do the singles thing because that singles thing would lead eventually to Seth, so they can't do that yet. So I think maybe tag team champions.
Maybe an IC
with Seth as the world champ. Well, maybe for Bronson, but Breaker already was like so. Yeah, so I don't think he needs it again. But yeah, so maybe they give Bronson some shine and Braun. Man, it's hard to say their names together. And Braun some love is like, you know, the big bully guy, but he doesn't get a title for a little while because he had a good little title run there for a bit. Roman Reigns is back. That means his movie's over. That's very good. Match 2. We had Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, the unlikely friends, the odd couple. And yes, you got it. I called this match. So did our producer, Alex. We both knew who was going to win this time because there's no other reason to put them together. Isn't that right, people? So here we go. The Judgment Day is Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. They came in as the champs. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, they got shortchanged on the last one, so this was their second and probably last chance to get in there. Alexa Bliss got hit in the face in her last match on like SmackDown and was like bleeding. It looks so great. I love blood now, Jeff. I used to get so squeamish with real blood, and now I'm like, yeah, they bleed for their craft. Yeah. I just think it's awesome now. Whether it's real or not, I'm always just, more blood. That's why I'm starting to like AEW, I think. But anyway, Raquel Rodriguez, is really growing on me ever since she had that match with Rhea Ripley in Saudi Arabia. She got off all her big moves and just looks awesome when she smashes on fools. And she looks even bigger because her tag team partner's like 5'0" in Roxanne Perez and weighs like 98 pounds. And so it makes her look like she's 6'7", like 260 coming in there to kill motherfuckers. But super good match. No blood, but you know, what are you going to do? Nobody's perfect. But Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair got the win. I think eventually the Wyatt Six needs to have a different mouthpiece, so to speak. No pun intended. And I think that could be Alexa Bliss. So I think eventually they won't have the longest title run here. I think they have to have a falling out, and Bliss kind of is going to turn on her and go heel. And I think the world prefers a heel Bliss to a babyface Bliss. And I think it's time for Charlotte Flair to get some babyface love and not the heel hate. She's done the heel hate thing and done it well. And I think that's a way to kind of get her some love. But other than that, I don't know where their story goes, Jeff. What did you think about the match and all that follows?
I think the match, gosh, how do I put this? As a comedian, when I write a joke and it's just fresh, it feels good, right? When it starts working, it feels good. But then you got to polish it. You've got to make sure it's tight. You got to get rid of any unnecessary words. You've got to really craft it so it's crisp. I feel like Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, they're not very polished in the ring, and I can notice little things. Like you want to be safe. You got to be safe. So like, let's say chair shots, right? You don't want the chair shot to look bad, but you also don't want them to just really hurt the wrestler. We understand that it's got to be safe, but we also understand that it needs to look like it's not safe. And I feel like
you can't do the Hulk Hogan chair shots.
Yeah, they're terrible. Or Nia Jax's chair shots are so bad.
Those ones don't look good.
But I'm just saying, like, so many times during, like, SummerSlam, I was texting you guys going, gosh, is this the best we can do? Like, the match just felt clunky. There's botches. There's, like, little things that were annoying me. I think Alexa and Charlotte makes total sense that they won. I liked the story they were trying to tell in the ring. I don't know how long this can go on, necessarily. Mm-hmm. Because it is the odd couple. That's kind of what they're like promoting, you know, that like these two are frenemies, if you will. And I think it's fine for now, but I do want to see how Charlotte Flair is going to try to rebound after all this, like after coming back and still being kind of this like, I don't know though. I don't know how the wrestling fans feel about her. Sometimes they're cheering, sometimes they're booing. It depends
confusing. On the city. Yeah.
And I do wish that Alexa Bliss was with the Wyatt Six like yesterday. I wish Alexa Bliss was over there a long time ago, but we'll see.
Yeah. Next up, what was the Odd Couple music? Did it go, yeah, da-da-da-da-da? I think that's what it was. Anyway, not allowed to sing it anyway. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. We talked a lot about this match while you were gone, Jeff, because there's a lot of speculation about Karrion Kross's contract situation because his contract's over this summer. And I kind of based my pick based on whether I thought he was going to resign or not, right? If he was going to not resign, then I saw him losing the match. If he was going to resign, then I saw him winning the match. So I picked Kross to win because I thought he was resigning. Yeah, I think that's the best place for him. So he loses this match, which was a really good match. They told a cool story. Scarlett Bordeaux got involved. I like when she gets involved. She's like the evil Elizabeth, like Macho Man's Elizabeth. She's like the evil side of Elizabeth. Super hot, and it's like helps tell the story in the match. And she's giving Sami Zayn this lead pipe, and she's like, you know, hit him with it, prove him right. And Sammy's like, I should prove him right. I should hit him with this pipe. He's hit me with it so many times, but I can't because I'm Sami Zayn and I'm the best, nicest heel on this roster or babyface on the roster. And he throws it on the mat. And he wins the match clean, and he defeats Karrion Kross and makes Karrion Kross say the words that he was wrong. He was wrong for thinking Sammy would be evil. Sammy's good. But I really liked this match. I thought this was going to be match of the night. This was my favorite match of the night. I thought the storytelling was really cool, and I think both guys are just studs in the ring. But I don't know if my logic is 100% sound, because now there's a part of me that's like, if you were going to re-sign, it's the perfect thing to do is to put Sammy over huge and to show them that you are a company guy and you'll give them a great match, you know, no matter what. and that gives them more of a reason to re-sign you. Now, this could just be me wanting him to re-sign with WWE because I think he's awesome and deserves that, a legit push, like a title push. He should be a champion with the belt around his waist and Scarlet like draped over his shoulder, like on the cover of a romance novel from the like 1990s. You know what I mean? Like that to me is what they are, or what they could be. But I really like the match. I love both guys a lot. I think they're both really, really cool human beings, and I think they're really cool wrestlers. I've met them both, and I like both guys, and I thought the match was awesome. But what did you think, dude?
I love both these guys. I love Sammy. I love Karrion Kross. I'm very nervous. I feel like with Karrion Kross, we've got kind of an LA Knight situation. I don't know who believes in him and who doesn't. Like it's fun to watch the climb, but it kind of stresses me out because I'm like, I want him to get all the good things, and I'm talking about Karrion Kross. I want him to have all these good things, and I want him to be over, and I want him to get a belt. I want him to be in these good storylines, but it just feels like it's not happening. I don't know how, what more we've got to do, or what he's got to do. Like, it just stresses me out. And now when they start bringing in contract talk, the whole match, I'm just going, does this mean he's staying? Does this mean he's going?
Yeah, that's true, dude.
Kind of takes me out of the things a little bit. I don't know. It was a very interesting match. I thought I was actually kind of confused when she gave him the crowbar or the lead pipe or whatever. I was like, why is she doing that? Did she leave Karrion? Like, I do get it. I obviously understood that, like, he's trying to prove that he's got that evil dog in him or whatever.
Yeah.
He's trying to bring it out of him. But I love Sami Zayn, and I hope Karrion stays. I'll say that.
Match 4. Yes, there's more. The champ, Tiffany Stratton, versus Jade Cargill, who Alex and I both thought it could be time. I wasn't 100%. I kind of tried to talk myself out of it, but at the end of the day, I couldn't. And I picked Jade as well as our producer did. I don't know who you would have picked, Jeff.
I wasn't able to. Jade.
Okay, so all three of us would have struck out on this one.
Yep.
Tiffany retains. She's still the champ. Jade Cargill attempted the super jaded from the top, but Stratton escaped, and she hit the prettiest moonsault ever. And she retained her championship, so we'll get to see her promo and still watch her evolve and grow as a professional. And we'll see where Jade goes from here. She's still super young in this business. She has, 100th the experience of the rest of the women roster as far as matches, and that's why getting on the road is so important. I still think they brought her along awesome. I don't think this lessens anything for her. You can rebuild a storyline anytime. But I thought the match was pretty good, man. I think Jade gets better every single match. You can see where she needs to work, but you can also see the growth in those gaps from match to match. So I think she's getting better. I like the match. Tiffany's growing on me. I still think they pushed her too fast and didn't give her enough time to develop, but she's certainly developing on the microphone. She's getting more comfortable up there. She's more confident up there. So I'm interested to see what they'll do. What about you?
Yeah, I thought it was there was a part of the match where Tiffany's on the top rope. She jumps down and Jade put her legs straight up and gave her like the boots to her face. It looked so real. And given these two gals, I think it was just real. Like my mind was like, that spot looked perfect. I've very rarely ever seen someone, because we play video game wrestling, right? So you can make it look as real as you want in the video game. They can actually make contact and do all these different things. It looked like a video game. It looked exactly like she got, crushed. The match in its entirety, it was a little sluggish for me. But I like the finish, and obviously it's fun to watch Tiffany do her big finishing move. I'll never get tired of that. It is a pretty moonsault. It is pretty impressive, and she does get up there. I love
moonsaults so much, man. I don't care who's doing it. I just think those things look so cool, and you're so dead if you do it wrong. Like, everyone,
I'm always shocked that they're not
the
hurt.
Risk. Yeah.
Like watching Jacob Fatu jump off the top of the cage doing the like I couldn't believe that it didn't break his legs. I was just going, this is crazy. But same with her. Every time she does it, she's very dialed in. She's fast to get up there, which I like. So,
she flies up there.
I was sad that Jade
cool.
didn't win though, but that's okay. It was good. It's fine.
Next up, it's celebrity time. Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul versus Randy Orton and the Jelly Roll. I'm not familiar with Jelly Roll. I'm not hip on like what's new and what's cool. I listen to more like older style music, so I don't really know him too much. I know that he really cares about wrestling. I've seen him do interviews on like Ariel Helwani and things like that. I know he loves it. I know he thinks it's super cool. But I have to go in saying this. I picked Randy and the Jelly Roll to win, but I have not paid attention to this story. This is like when it was on SmackDown, you know, I'm fast forwarding or I'm cooking dinner in the background. I happened to be cooking dinner while this match was going on and just kind of like, you know, would look over the shoulder because this one didn't have my interest. And then I'll be damned if friggin' Jelly Roll didn't do what I said every celebrity should have always done, which is take the damn fall and lose the damn match because it's not your world. You should not succeed. You can still have moments where you look great, but at the end of the day, this is their environment, not your environment, and you should lose. And that son of a bitch lost. And kudos to Jelly Roll. I'm going to look up your music, my man. I'm going to give it a play. I'm sure my daughter knows, so she'll pick your best song. It'll be one of her faves, I'm sure. I'm going to check you out, man, because you did the right friggin' thing. All these celebrities have this ego where they can't look bad and they have to win. And it's like, no, dude, you win in the movies. You win in life. Like, you're winning, bro. Everybody knows you're winning. Take an L for the team. And it's the right thing to do for the show. And he did that, and I thought that was really cool. So he definitely had my attention at the end, and respect to Jelly Roll, man. What'd you think?
I'm about to say something that people are going to strongly disagree with.
Do it. You can do it.
These celebrities out of the ring. Listen, I'm a guy who's pretty successful, who loves attention, who wants to worm his little way into all of his interests to get paid and get attention and get internet clicks. I'm one of those guys. I get it. But guess what? Just have me come out and do like what Cardi B did. That's fine. Put me in the front row where there's a camera on me, you know, or let me be in one of the backstage segments. That's all fine for celebrities. The second they're in a match and we've got to watch terrible wrestling and like, it doesn't matter how hard someone's working or, oh, they lost 15 pounds just in the last 3 months because they're committed to, I don't care. I don't want to see Travis Scott wrestle. I don't want to see Jelly Roll wrestle. I don't want to see Burt Kreischer do a choke slam. Listen, celebrities will forever be a part of pro wrestling. You know, Vince started it with the Cyndi Laupers and the Mr. T's and there's been countless celebrities. But the second you put Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman in the match, like, I'm out. I don't want to see the famous people wrestle. Let the wrestlers wrestle and use the famous people for the views and the clicks and the whatever you can do in the WWE universe. But the second they're in the ring, I hated seeing Jelly Roll in there. And you could tell he was gassed. And you could tell that he just was green and inexperienced. That's not Jelly Roll's fault. Jelly Roll's a big guy who's one of the most talented musicians currently working. He's a beautiful soul, a beautiful artist, a beautiful voice, and a beautiful talent. But he's not a goddamn wrestler, and you could tell. And so it's like, why do we have to go, well, you know, he's trying his best, guys. No, get out of the ring.
I get it. Let me ask you this. I am technically one of those people because I had a moment with Randy, but it wasn't a match.
You weren't in it. You weren't in a match.
Okay, so you
were
cool
attacked
with it so
by a
long
wrestler.
as I was assaulted, sir.
Yeah.
Assaulted.
That's unfair.
Okay, so it's just the match thing, and I promised I would never do a match. My body wouldn't be able to do it anyway. But I get what you're saying.
It would take
and
you
I don't
years
disagree.
to be worth watching in a match. And so
that's the best point. That's the best point right there. It would take years for it to look quality enough for me to be comfortable showing people. And I just wouldn't be a good enough wrestler to want to do that.
And I believe you could have been a fantastic wrestler, but you would have done the work. You would have like went to the performance center and then you would have like trained and then you'd have done dark matches and then you'd have done like house shows and then you'd get called up to like what, like to just throw someone in there and then go, what? They've got a platinum record. Like, that's insane to me. Like, like you
I just
can't-
like the way you say shit. We just say it way different, but it just makes me laugh.
Well, it's like, what if you were like, oh, Kenny Chesney this year for opening game is going to be the quarterback for the Patriots? He'd be like, why? And they're like, well, it's Kenny Chesney, Jeff. He's very, very famous. You're like, yeah, but he can't play football. Like, just because he's super famous doesn't mean you just throw him out there in the thing. You know, let him sing the national anthem. Don't let him play football.
Match 6, the final match and the final segment in this episode, Jeff. But stay tuned because we're going to do night 2 on Unsanctioned Thursday. So here we go.
Gunther.
CM Punk versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I have said this many, many times that I think the older guys should pave the way for the newer guys, right? That should be in there. And I've been wrong every time I've picked against CM Punk in that regard. And this time, last week when you weren't here, I had a whole speech as to why I was never going to pick against him again. And then I talked myself out of it because I was like, you know what? I think he wants to put Gunther over and make him and look like Gunther an untouchable, right? Like a top, badass. And I was fucking wrong again, man. I'm always wrong.
Well,
I've never picked a CM Punk match correctly in my life, I don't think. I don't think I've ever gotten one right. I say he's going to lose when he wins. I say he's going to win when he loses.
You knew Gunther would beat Goldberg. You knew that.
Hey, I got one. I got one, baby. But I was wrong, but only for a moment. Because after that, and it was something that we even questioned on this show, an injured Seth Rollins walked out. His music started playing. The crowd went crazy. I should say he hobbled out. He hobbled his way out. And then he threw his crutches away like Kevin Nash threw the blanket off his wheelchair. And hallelujah, he could walk. I laid hands on him this weekend, Jeff. A lot of people didn't know that. I lay hands on people.
Nice.
And I'm a healer by trade and an actor for fun. And I healed his leg, and we planned this whole thing out, and he went out, and he smashed CM Punk in the head with a briefcase, and he smashed him again with a briefcase, and he stomped on his face, and he said, I'm cashing in, and the ref goes, he's cashing in, baby. And he cashed in, he got the title, he took it, him and Heyman walk off proud, and Drew McIntyre tweets, ain't karma a bitch. This was a really great match, man. Like, CM Punk doesn't move the way he moved when I worked at WWE, but he still tells the best story in the game. Like, you know exactly what body part he's working on, and you know why, and you know what hurts on him, and you know why it hurts. And that's such a skill. And you were talking about things being polished and trimming the fat off of jokes. Like, there ain't no fat on anything CM Punk does in a wrestling ring. Like, it is so crisp and clean. It's like Darth Vader. Like, when Darth Vader moves, that's your ass. Other than that, he's very still. And no one's like, man, there's no movement from Darth Vader. Like, no, you know that that's your ass. And CM Punk sells that when he's dealing with Gunther's size and power and beastliness. And then he keeps playing this like, yeah, but I don't fucking quit. I'm CM Punk, you son of a bitch, and I don't care how many times you knock me down. Because at the end of the day, you may be a better wrestler than me. You may be bigger than me. You may be stronger than me, but you're not tougher than CM Punk because I'm fucking sober. And so he fucking gets up again and again, and he finally beats his ass with a double GTS. And then he gets fucked over by, sorry for all the cursing. That's how you know I really like the match, though. He gets screwed over by Seth Rollins, who feels like he's been screwed over by CM Punk so many times, and he finally got his revenge. I thought it was a great way to end the night, and I hope you liked it too, Lash LaRue. What'd you think?
Well, the match was good. And I remember feeling in my heart like, wow, just like a real nice end to SummerSlam. CM Punk wins. CM Punk, like, just because I'm going, wow, like, this is a really, like, old school way of, you know, the guy going, I did it, yeah, I'm winning. I'm a bandwagon Punk fan. Never liked Punk in my entire life until these last couple of years. Since he's been in WWB, he's really changed my tune. I come around. If they earn it, I say, hey, I'm a fan. Same with Cody Rhodes. I didn't like Cody Rhodes his entire career until like the last few years.
Bro, you're not going to like every Picasso painted, I promise.
Exactly. But once they start doing it and they start becoming the guy, like, and they win me, I go, all right, I'm here. I'm on board. And CM Punk has been amazing on the mic. He's been amazing in the ring. We get to see him all the time. He doesn't just disappear for 6 months. Like, I really like that about CM Punk. I thought all of it was amazing. I thought the match was great. I thought everything about it was great. I also love Gunther. I think Gunther is such a star. I liked him when he was a little huskier, when he used to do the Walter character.
Oh, you like big Gunther. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
well, he was just a little. He was like not
I like
fat.
Svelte. I like Svelte Gunther.
He was very Darth Vader. Way he would come out with that long jacket and just stand there, and he would like trauma down. Like, there was a very Darth Vader-esque thing to Walter. But I love Gunther. I love CM Punk. Can we talk about the Seth Rollins coming in?
Come in, dude. Hit me with it. I thought that's where you were going.
That's where I was headed. But listen, boy, was I wrong. I mean, we were all wrong, but I was especially wrong. He's hurt. They wouldn't do all this and like trick us. And this is exactly what I've been yammering that wrestling should do. I'm like, if I'm wrestling, I just go with full unpredictability. Because wrestling fans are such like know-it-all people and fans that I'm like, you know what? Just make everything unpredictable. Because then everyone is going to be like, what is going on with Triple H and wrestling back there? Blah, blah, blah. Just go pick a Money in the Bank, have someone who no one's heard of win. Have like some crazy fake injuries that are works. Like, just do the most unpredictable stuff is all they should be doing. If you want to get more, wrestling fans engaged and worked up and riled up. Because wrestling's gotten real predictable over the last 20 years, in my opinion. And like, even when I say some dumb shit, I'm like, they should have Penta win. You guys, Alex and you are like, they would never do that. And then I'm like, I know, but wouldn't it be kind of great if all this like unpredictable childlike nonsense was happening? So that the fact that Seth Rollins came down and it was all the work, he tricked everyone behind the curtain and in front of the curtain that he wasn't really injured so that he could cash in the Money in the Bank, was absolutely chef's kiss, masterpiece stuff for me.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty cool. And his wardrobe is so stepped up from the weirdo stuff. Now it's just rock star in Japan type clothes. Like he just looks dope, man. It was really cool. It was a great first night. It's a little tough for me at 49 years old to do the double shows. It's a little tough. Like WrestleMania, I feel like should still be the only one that's 2 nights. I get they're trying to make as much money as they can make. It's a little too much, but we're gonna get into night 2. Because I was able to get through it, so you're going to get through it with us. Don't forget to follow us on our official Instagram account, which is Wrestling with Freddie. Leave us comments if they're cool, if they're mean. As long as they're creative, they might get read on the show, and you might get a shout-out if that's something you want. If you don't want it, then just keep your mouth shut, okay? And we'll protect you. But we'll see you tomorrow for night 2 of SummerSlam on Unsanctioned Thursdays. On behalf of Jeff, I'm Freddie. Peace.
We out.